Want to see a magic trick? Look at the chain. I'll put it here. I'll make the chain disappear. Ta-da! I'll make it reappear. Ta-da! Alright, we're back with another video, and if you haven't guessed it, today we are reviewing REPO from Tobias Dostal. And REPO is a beautiful little piece of magic. Here, get a good look at the box right there. Ooh! So, what is REPO? Well, REPO is like many other magic tricks, also a magic trick. And you can do so many beautiful things with this. If you can't tell already, it's, you know, with some chains and some keys. A lot of the presentation of this builds into the imaginary world. It starts off with having a key, and you can open the key and you can take out a chain and you can link them, unlink them, link them in the spectator's hands, and it is quite beautiful. It looks very magical. So with REPO, what do you get in the box? Well, you get a few things in the box. Obviously I cannot share everything, but you get some keys, of course, and you get some some chains, and another few little bits that you need to perform this effect. And I want to talk a little bit about how long they'll last, durability, different things that comes to like the quality of the product. Now, I think the quality of the product is actually very nice. The chains that you receive are very, very nice chains. I don't know what material they're made out of, whether that's stainless steel or something else. At least the ones I have that I've used, they haven't shown any signs of rust or decay. They still just look like nice metal chains. I keep saying chains. I really mean chains. It's difficult for me to say, I'm Danish. Now, regarding these little keys, I'd say the same thing. You know, they look like small standard little keys. It doesn't look like there's anything in particularly off about them. They're nice keys. So that's another good thing there. All right, but for the extra bits you get, the gimmicky stuff that I can't show or talk too much about, that's where, for me, the concern actually lies the most. Because I have a feeling that it's not the type of thing that's gonna last that long. It'll last a long time if you take good care of it, of course, but it's difficult to even talk about what it is without spoiling anything that I'm not allowed to spoil. So it'll last you long if you take good care of it, but if you're reckless with it, it's not gonna last you that long. However, I have a feeling it's not a difficult thing to replace. But I still think, for what it's worth, what you can do with it is so goddamn beautiful. Like, for example, just sitting here, I can just, with my fingertips, reach out, and right there you can maybe see the tip of a chain appear. And I can take that and I can stretch it out, just stretch this chain, and make that metal chain appear. I think that is such a beautiful thing to do, and that's just tip of the iceberg with REPO, because there's so much more you can do, and I think it's very, very beautiful. All right, let's talk about performance with REPO. Is it easy to perform? How are the angles, and what can you do? Well, REPO, let's start off with the angles. REPO is not very good with angles. You can still perform for people in real life just fine. I'm not saying that it's one of those tricks that only work for camera or for one angle specifically. No, it works just fine for real life performances. However, you wouldn't want to perform for much more than 1 or 2 people. I'm sure you could get away with some things if you know what you're doing, having a few more people standing around, but you gotta maybe keep your hands close to your chest and not wave them out. But there is workarounds. And as far as how easy it is to perform, it is rated as intermediate. And I will say that's probably a very nice spot for it. there are some moves that are tricky, especially when it comes to audience management. But I will say, it's not the most difficult thing in the world, and it's not the easiest thing in the world either. I will say primarily it is pretty easy, and most people would be able to pick it up if they have just a little bit of dexterity. Not that you need that much, because the gimmick mostly does everything for you. Now let's talk about the instructions. Of course, I went over what you can get in the box of REPO, but you of course also get a download instruction code. And these instructions are so good. I mean, it's Murphy's magic. It's always super detailed. They're instructed by Tobias Dostal and Javier Fuenmayor, and they are just, there's so much content in there and so many ideas, so many things to do, and it also kind of feels like both a presentation at the same time where they show you things along the way, but also, oh, we can do this too, and like making up new things as they go. And it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's really, really nice instructions with very, very detailed how-to instructions. And I think you could for sure find something in there for you that fits your performance style, because there's so much diversity. And of course, they go over things you can do with REPO and the keys and the chains, but with the gimmick that you receive, you can do much, much more than just chains and keys. Now I want to wrap it up a little bit with things that I find incredibly important when I choose my magic. This was sent to me by Murphy's Magic, but I will say I'm giving you my honest opinion. I'm not being biased, is that the word? I don't even know the word. I'm certainly giving you my honest opinion about REPO. I genuinely think that it is a beautiful effect. But I will touch on some of the things that I had concerns with about this effect, and maybe something that you've been thinking about, which are things like, is it an everyday carry type of magic trick? Because I really set high value on things that are EDC, you know, everyday carry tricks that you can just bring out anytime, anywhere, that doesn't take up too much pocket space. So I'm, for example, a sucker for things like phone mentalism or phone magic, or things that you can do with rings. I'm gonna be posting some tutorials with a ring necklace routine that I've been working on, so you can stay tuned for that, because that is one of those anytime, anywhere. It's impromptu, and it doesn't look impromptu, and it doesn't feel impromptu, but you'll see what I mean by that in later videos. So, what about REPO? Well, I think REPO is actually a great everyday carry. I don't know if I would use it as an everyday carry, but you certainly could, because they also give you a little red envelope and show you how you can store the things inside it, so you can be ready like that. There's no setup. You just want to see a magic trick, you whip that little red envelope out, and you get your chain out, you get ready, and you've got everything that you need to do like a whole little show almost. With all the things that they teach you in the instructions, you can certainly perform a whole little show with just those keys and chains, which is, and it's just a little teeny little red envelope in your pocket. Like you can, I would almost say you can have it under your phone case, but it's a little too thick for that, depending on your phone case, of course, but it doesn't take very much pocket space. I will, however, say there is something you need for the special gimmick, which I wish I could say it, but I don't think I can say it. But it's a certain thing that can wear down over time, and you can replace it easily, but it's just a thing that I don't like working with, and that is also the reason why I don't have many string products. I have loops. Loops are great, but I don't use reels or other things in that caliber as much, because of that one specific material that you need, and it wears down and gets dirty and whatnot, because I really don't like working with it. So that's why I don't use it as an everyday carry, primarily because of the use of that one specific thing. But I know that a lot of people would be like, whatever, I'm just very nitpicky about that one thing. So So that's the reason why I don't use it as an EDC. I have done it though. I have brought it with me and it has gotten amazing reactions, and it's very, very, very fun to perform. It's probably one of the nicest effects to perform. And what I mean by that is it feels like magic when you're doing it. You're just standing there and you just pick off a chain from the air. Oh, and there is a key, and now you link them together and they're just stuck, and you take off the key and now the key's gone. And where did the key go? Well, the key's on their shoulder, or whatever the case may be. You know, it's fun, it's jammy, and you can come up with so many other things rather than just what you learn. And I will say though, what you learn is, it's a lot. All right, well, I think that wraps it up for today's little review. And I hope that you have found some useful things in the review. This is still one of my early reviews, so I hope that you have found something that you can use, and I will continue to try to make my videos better and better. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. I mean, of course, I'm not going to see you because I'm looking at a camera. I can't see you. Wow, this is awkward now.